Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Wowee, I was not expecting this as I venture outside of the Chinese dating game landscape as I ran out of the good ones because I learned the hard way with a particular game that I will not mention. I am pleasantly surprised with the level of polish of this game, especially after playing 11 Chinese. Wait, did I say 11? Did I type that right?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the
Oh gosh, what am I doing with my life? Am I single? Very much so. Anyway, let's start the review. Let's get gameplay out of the way because there is not much to say other than you pick dialogue and sometimes there is a time limit. But there is a big but here. The gameplay mechanic is infuriating in several ways. First of all, they committed one of the greatest sins of dating game, which are relationship mirrors between chapters.
Why? 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 Why?
Let us receive our consequences without you holding our hand. But at least they did not require a low favorability to achieve bad endings. I can give them a pass for that, but it is annoying for multiple playthroughs. Secondly, due to the relationship meter in between levels, the path you have to take to acquire the hidden ending is almost impossible to guess. Kudos to the guide makers of this game because I would be pulling my hair out with the countless factors and possibilities with this game. And due to many factors, the high requirement to actually confess the girl is frustratingly high. I was so shocked when I kept picking one particular character, and when I reached the end to confess to her, I was not able to because I did not have enough favor. I was completely shocked. So clearly they need to take a lot of notes in the quality of life, right? Enough of my nitpicking, what about the story? To be honest, I like majority of the characters except one in particular, but I'll talk about it later. The premise is honestly the least ridiculous one I've played, and that says a lot. A guy got left by his parents for a business trip that is 3 months, and somehow they recommended him to make it into a boarding house, and I feel like it is the most politest way of saying please get a job and live by yourself without saying it outright. That's a complicated way of saying we don't want to take care of you. Start looking for a job, please. Okay, let's get to the meat of the game. The love interests in the games are mostly well written and the acting in this game is believable. The Koreans really do know what they're doing, as I guess they've taken a lot of notes from K-pop reality show because the trick they use feels very familiar. And I'm falling for all of it. Each dialogue has their own cutscene in a way that is ever slightly different from each other. That impresses me, because the Chinese would have taken the shorter route and just fade to black and play the same cutscene of dialogue for every trivial dialogue choice that you make. So here's the context. They probably would have played out the girl's dialogue and then they would lay out all the dialogue options, and then when you pick it fades to black a bit, and then you say the dialogue and then fade to black, and then they play the girl's reaction. So most of them are just the same dialogue and they just reuse the same cutscene for everything. Another thing to note is that they hide the transitions between scenes so well, and there is some intentions in the shots, as I barely noticed the cuts between, because in the Chinese dating game, the cut would be so obvious that the person would be in a different place in the frame, which kind of makes it look lazy. And before I start talking about each character, I just want to highlight the extra scenes in the album section where it shows you the lore and extra exposition prior to meeting that character, which blew my mind because it showed that they have a life outside of the main character and gives more context to the story. Also, this is probably the first time that these type of games reveal what the guy kinda looks like. They don't really show the front of the face, but at least they show that it is an actual guy, because in Chinese games they probably just burned off the face or make the mirror broken, and the effort they take is the same as Capcom trying to hide Ethan Winter's face in RE7 and 8. Okay, for the characters, Mao Suk is the best girl. She feels the most natural and normal out of the 5, as she does act like how a 20-year friendship would be like. It kind of make it seem like she's the correct choice in the entire game. Then there's Minjeong, which is a broke K-pop idol that the main character is a fan of, and honestly this is the first time where I'm actually hooked on the premise, because I'm a K-pop fan, so this scratched the itch that I did not realize I have. She's so lovable and down to earth, looking for someone to like her for who she is and not the idol, like Rise in Persona 4. Then there's Grant. I'm willing to bet that she's the mainstream option, as she has everything, the body and the face. She has the tough exterior, but once you get to know her, she's actually a softie, and a twist if you achieve her ending. Yoonbi, Malsuk's younger sister, being so straightforward and confident, she feels like Rise's other personality of being so open about her crush towards the main character. But over time, becoming mature enough to realize that the main character will make his own choice, which is you, the player. Lastly, there is Sung Yi, which is my least favorite, as she came out of nowhere and everything about her is so questionable, and she's revealed in the middle of the game, which is literally chapter 3. From her living in the attic to one of the endings you achieve, I just don't like how she behaves. It just feels so fake and artificial, you know, that fake innocence. You know, I really have a lot of red flags, and I'm glad to say that there are a lot of hidden endings. Okay, not that much, but there are a few of them which are heartwarming or absolutely devastating, as it can go either way of being bad or good. This game lacks in the ultimate ending of achieving all the endings for each character. It feels like post-credit scene at this point for me, but that's just a nitpick. In conclusion, this game is very pleasant and enjoyable to play through, with some quality of life issues here and there, but the story they brought is simple and straightforward. It lets you experience something that is ultimately not realistic, but enjoyable nonetheless. This game made me smile throughout the entire game, due to the dialogue and the moments and some funny moments. Honestly, that is worth the price alone. Thank you for watching, and as for the next video, I don't know yet.